Get started now. Visit GoBarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
We had a little bit of issues with them last year, beat them at home 2-1, and then we saw them in playoffs to 14 penalty kicks. They have already been a little bit of trouble for us, and this year they're the only team that took maximum points away from us.
When we played Seward at home, it went to 5. We didn't necessarily play the best. We were still figuring some things out. And then when we played them at Seward, I think you could see how much progression we've had throughout the season.
There's definitely some change. We guys have to probably play some positions that they wouldn't have to play as much if he's in there. Takes away some of our versatility, but then it opens an opportunity for somebody else to step up and, show they can do something.
Florida State might be under some pressure to finish as an undefeated ACC champion, because if you look down the rest of the top 25, Louisville is the only other ACC team ranked. They don't play each other during the regular season.
In the first round, you're sort of just trying to figure out which way is this committee going to look at things. Is it a lot of eye tests? Is it a lot of resume? We know it has to be a combination, but I think with these rankings, this lets us know that they respect the resume more so than the eye test.
Our job's simple, right? I mean, our job is to rank the teams, adhere to the protocol that we have, and it wasn't part of the discussion. You know, as you're looking at it, we talked about this in the room. Our job is not to project. We don't project forward into week 11 or week 12.
The 0-1, crushed in the air, left field, Gurriel back some more at the track, at the wall, gone! Home run, Marcus Simeon will touch them all. And the Rangers have opened it up. It's a 3-run homer, and Texas now leads it 10-0.
And welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KBGB and 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. Welcome in. It is the Wednesday show of a very, very busy week. Steve Webster with you today. Aaron Clark, ready to go.
As always.
Ready to go. Mike Corson, a talented man, doing interviews with educators, chasing down wild men that are still loose in the city. And coming up here to join us on Sports Day. Thank you for...
This is the most important thing I'll do all day, so I'm here.
I love it. And Mike Hesher, who once again is just... You're stressed, Mike. What's... I don't like to see you all stressed.
No comment. I got nothing to say.
Mike has come up with a new nickname. His name... He will now... I feel like I'm on Animal House. Mike Hesher, you are now Maytag. The ultimate agitator. Right there. So Steve Webster, Aaron Clark, Mike Corson, and Maytag with us here on the show today. We have a full show. In fact, so full, we need to get going very quickly here. Barton men's basketball coach Jeremy Combs. He'll talk about tonight's scrimmage against Sunrise Christian Academy and look forward to the start of the regular season on Friday. And those games will have Mike Hesher at the warehouse in Hutchinson to do those games for you on B1043 The Point. Barton women's basketball coach Alan Clark. He'll preview the start of the Lady Cougars season Friday and their quest to return to the NJCAA National Tournament. We'll also talk Barton women's soccer with Coach O.C. Kamara. You'll look ahead to Thursday's Region 6 semifinal with Butler at Cougar Field. The men will get ready to kick off here in about 27 minutes. They take on KCK in the Region 6 semifinals. Also check in with the voice of the Tigers, Gerard Walbrock, and our sounds the past 24 hours and the Wednesday sports headlines. So let's get to the sounds today. That is head coach Raphael Simmons, Raph, eager to play again against KCK. Barton 16-1-3 on the year. But they're only lost to KCK. So 1 o'clock today, see if Barton can get by the what are they? The KCK, didn't they used to be the Blue Devils or something? I don't know if they've changed their names or not. Probably the Tigers or Bears now or something they went to. Anyway, that's 1 o'clock. Barton volleyball coach Megan Bessiker likes the growth she saw in her team this season. Not bad for a coach that comes in, gets the job in mid-spring, has only 4 returners, picked 8th in the league. They go 24-5 overall. They start the Region 6 semifinals tonight, or the quarters, I should say. They will be taking on Seward. 6 o'clock first serve scheduled out at Barton Community College. Also, head coach Jerome Tang in advance. They take on Emporia State tonight at Bramlage Coliseum to begin their season, a exhibition game. And talking about how time and who's going to step in, Naquan Tomlin suspended indefinitely Monday following his arrest over the weekend. Jerome Tang saying, give some other guys some opportunities.
In a bar fight, I think what is a little less than what could have been, so good for him for still pushing the pedal down. This is why you got to listen to the morning show with Steve Webster. What did you do yesterday? Gave away 4 tickets to that game.
Yes. And Brandon Anderson.
I heard the deep voice. I said,
the city manager.
That guy's on the radio, and then there's Brandon Anderson.
He's a big K-State fan, for sure. Okay, college football playoff rankings released last night. Ohio State receiving the top spot, followed by Georgia, then Michigan. Florida State rounding out the top 4. Heather Dinich says the Seminoles have little room for error. You don't like Florida State.
I don't mind them. It's a nice
during
change.
The sounds of the past 24 hours, you've given a thumbs down.
I just don't like that my Huskies are not in the top 4. The comforting thing is
have you always been a Washington Huskies fan, or is the fact that you went up there and saw Husky Stadium?
Great mascot, great colors, great stadium, and it's new blood. So going for them.
Florida State's new blood.
A little bit new, but they were a powerhouse. Washington hasn't been this relevant in quite some time. Florida State, I grew up. Charlie Ward.
I believe Washington's been in the college football
playoff, and Florida State has yet to. Yet the last time I can really remember Florida State being this prominent was in 2013 when they had Jameis Winston, Dalvin Cook also there in that lineup. So they had some dudes then, but
Mike just likes Washington.
I like Washington too, and I think something that the committee did, I think only one of either Ohio State or Michigan is going to make it this year. And I think they're wanting to see who comes out of the Pac-12 championship game. If that's an undefeated Washington squad, they'll take them. If it's an Oregon squad that gets redemption over Washington, like Oregon goes on to only have one loss on the year, I think they'll take them. But they're kind of looking to see what happens in the Pac-12 and then being hesitant if that league does kind of fall apart because late in the season the Pac-12 has kind of crumbled before.
And I think they're also afraid of Michigan. If they diss Michigan, all of their stuff will get stolen. So they're just going to throw them in there until proven otherwise.
Joey Galloway saying strength of schedule played a factor. I was surprised to see Florida State in there. And Boo Corrigan. Why couldn't my parents name me something cool?
Right.
Boo or Sparky or something like that.
We are one day past the best night of that guy's year every year. Boo on Halloween.
Boo on Halloween. Yeah, I love that. It's saying that questions surrounding Michigan, they said we'll just move on like we should.
He said it's an NCAA problem, not a college football playoff problem. So they're not worried about it. They're just ranking the team, and I don't know. It'd be interesting. I think that is the best way they can do it. There's really no definitive out yet. Maybe in years to come they'll actively do something, but this year you just let the Wolverines play out how they play out.
But you know when they go head-to-head, they'll be behind closed doors just cheering for Ohio State. It's going to be a big taint if they have to do something retroactively.
They're flying the colors down in Georgia right now. They're not happy down there. So let's see. Can Washington beat Southern Cal this Saturday?
And you talk about strength of schedule.
Can Missouri beat Georgia?
One thing I'm curious if the loss of Brock Bowers isn't hurting Georgia, the tight end. He's been an absolute incredible player for 3 years since his true freshman year for Georgia. He goes down, has to have surgery, that high line or tight wire surgery in his ankle for a high ankle sprain, and so he's down right now. But he
what kind of surgery?
It's something they do for high ankle sprains. Not every time, but if it's a certain type of high ankle sprain, they'll perform a surgery on it. And so Georgia losing him, definitely a big factor in their offense.
Okay, Texas Rangers are one win away from the World Series. A call last night on KVGB. Marcus Semien, a home run to left center. Scored Jonah Heim, Travis Jankowski, top of the third inning. They ended up winning the game last night 11-7. It was a blowout until Arizona got 6 runs in the final 2 innings. So will tonight be the final night of the baseball season? We'll have it for you starting at 6 here on KVGB.
It's been a painful season for Royal fans. Let's just put it to bed. Start over in April.
You just going to leave your prediction up there for next year?
I will be optimistic again next year because I have to be.
At least 60 wins for my prediction this year, boys. I can promise you that.
I'll go with 83-79 right now. So there. Hash, what do you got? we're talking Raw's baseball. Let's move. Okay, Jeremy Combs is going to join us here in just a moment. The predicted order of finish for the Jayhawk Conference on the men's side: Butler picked number 1, followed by Barton, Garden City, Dodge City, Coffeyville, Hutchinson, Cloud County, Cowley, down at 8, Seward County 9th, Pratt 10, Northwest Tech 11, Colby 12, and Independence 13. On the women's side, defending Region 6 champions, the Barton Lady Cougars picked 3rd this year behind Butler 1, Hutch 2, then it's Dodge City, Coffeyville, Garden City, Seward County, Cowley, Cloud County, Independence, Pratt, Northwest Tech, and Colby.
But is it a new person picking these that pick volleyball? Because I don't trust that person.
It's really hard. But I like the fact you got to put out a
get
poll,
something,
right?
yeah, something to
put
go
something
on.
out there, but everybody, I always love the coaches. Well, we're really young this year. Well, most of the time they are. But I think that the coach we're going to talk to here in just a moment, he's got some dudes back. Jeremy Combs joining us next here on Sports Day.
Get started with a career in healthcare through Barton Community College's Pharmacy Technician program. Gain the skills you need to assist pharmacists with the day-to-day demands of a pharmacy. Classes are 100% online and include real-world experiences at a pharmacy near you. Join this essential field in as little as 2 semesters with the flexibility of online classes. Now enrolling. Learn more at pharmtech.bartonccc.edu.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Love your phone but tired of your current provider? Bring your device to Next Tech Wireless and experience wireless built by Kansans for Kansans. For a limited time, get 4 lines with unlimited data for $100. Have questions? Call or text our local customer care team at 877-621-2600. Next Tech Wireless. Home on the range.
It's time to talk Barton Cougar basketball with the head coach, Jeremy Combs, on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
All right, the coach is in. Jeremy Combs is with us here on Sports Day, brought to you in part by Venture Corporation, reminding you to help a neighbor, shop local when you can, and Advanced Therapy and Sports Medicine. Get your life back. Jeremy Combs joining us right now. Basketball season.
It's here.
It is here tonight. So an exhibition game tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is this the same Sunrise Academy team that we saw at the Panthers play against down at the Kingman Invitational last year?
No. That's
okay,
not the same
this is
one.
okay.
No, this is the post-grad team and just a very talented team. So you will see they've got an elite team as well, elite high school team. And that team is what you'll probably see like on ESPN and some of those tournaments that they play, those elite high school. The landscape of things has kind of changed. So now the elite high school teams are the ones that are supposedly really, really good, the 5 stars and all that kind of stuff. But this post-grad team's really, really good too. They haven't I think they've only lost 1 game that they've played. They actually played that elite high school team and beat them. So they've got some talented guys. They're really, really good. So it'll be a nice little test for us.
How'd you get this to come about? This is pretty cool. Great way to, for fans to come out and see your team and you're not playing some JV team by any means.
Yeah, well, Coach Clark did it last year. He played, I think it was Sterling, their varsity. And so we wanted to do the same thing and just, give us a chance to play a real game. Those jamborees you play in, they are calling fouls, but they don't count them. It's 20-minute running clocks, you know, so it's not like a real game. So we want to make this as much like a real game as possible.
Okay, let's get to it. This year's edition. I saw you at the foundation auction. So yeah, you were excited back then. That was in August. So
yeah, no, I'm pretty excited about this team. Obviously, having a lot of the guys that are returning. You got probably Mose was named the number 1 point guard in the country. So having a big time player like that coming back is huge for you. Cooper Jackson's back for us, probably the best defender and maybe in the country, but definitely in Kansas. And so we just have a lot of pieces coming back, and then we had a really good recruiting class of some freshmen that came in that are super talented as well. And they're still trying to figure out, how we play and different things like that, but they're coming along really nice.
Who are some of the other returners that we have back, Coach?
Oh, goodness. So, probably the one that everybody's going to talk about is Miles Thompson.
Yeah.
Miles Thompson, got injured and then was sick last year, and so he's kind of a 3-year guy. So he's almost like having a junior on your team, and so he's been back and he's been doing really, really well. Ring is back, the 6'9" kid that can just stroke the basketball. He's been highly recruited this offseason, so we have high expectations for him. Stephen Spray's back and doing. I mean, you talk about a workhorse. I mean, that kid's always he's the kid you got to pull back the reins on a little bit because he just works so hard, which is weird to say that you want to tell a kid not to work so much because he just works so hard that it takes a toll on his body. But he's just been working his tail off, and you can tell he's going to have a great year for us as well. And then Amir, he was our point guard and kind of a defensive stopper for us that came in, and he's just really upped his game. He's shooting the ball really well, and then, of course, his defense is just tremendous.
So can you call Steph, I don't know, can you call him a lunch pail guy or one of those guys?
Junkyard dog.
Yeah,
I mean, just does it all. I mean, he's going to really look like a junkyard dog now. He's got a broken nose, which he got in practice, and so he's got the face mask on, and he's loving it. So.
How important is that to have a guy like that on a team?
You have to have those guys. You have to have those guys. You have to have the Cooper Jacksons and, all those guys that do all the dirty work for you. The team, you've seen teams. I've had teams that had, 4, 5, 6 superstars, and, they just sometimes they don't go well together, and there's not enough basketballs out there to piece them offensively. But so to have those guys it's crucial.
Okay, some newcomers that people might be excited to see tonight?
Yeah, Dre Kendall's a kid that they're really going to like. He's electrifying. He's a 6-foot kid that can jump out of the gym and shoots the heck out of it. Just quicker than anything, gets downhill, can score. Brent Moss is another one that's a 6'7" wing that can really score the basketball. He's kind of, those two guys can pretty much score it when they want, and it's kind of one of those deals where maybe it's not within the offense, and so we see it, and we want to pull them back a little bit. Hey, we need to score within, as a team and different things like that. And they're looking at you like, I just went and got a bucket. What are you talking about? So they're learning, how we play and what we do, but they're going to be really, really talented kids, and then guys that are getting also as freshmen getting recruited pretty hard.
It's nice to have that group back where you said how we play.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really need to reinvent anything this year.
No, you don't get that often in junior college. There's a lot of turnover. Heck, you're going to start seeing that in 4-year schools now with the transfer portal. New teams every year, and so it's funny because those guys that are recruiting our guys from 4 years are saying kind of the same thing. Man, how do you do it in junior college? Because the landscape's new every year.
So does the transfer portal move into junior college basketball at all?
So I think what that's done is, so there's a lot of kids that get into that transfer portal, and it seems like there's only a handful that actually move up or, to a good spot. And so then we're able to pick up on a few of those. And that's another one that's not a freshman, but it's a transfer kid. Leger is another kid that came in to play for us this year. His dad played here, Jackie Jones. And so,
really,
Leger's a really, really good player, and he transferred from Tarleton State. So he transferred down, but this will help him. He's also getting a lot of looks from much higher schools than what he was at before.
Gosh, that makes me feel old. Jackie Jones has kids now. He was just well, okay, that goes back a few years, doesn't it? Okay, the conference, you're picked second behind Butler. I know there's I like they send them out, but it's kind of hard to really get a gauge on that. But number 2 this year.
I really don't pay too much attention to those. I think that what they picked us last year's 7th or something like that. We finished second. You know, and I think Dodge was maybe even 8th or something, and they won it. So, you know, at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. And it's the same thing I told Megan with volleyball. You know, I think they picked her 8th, and she ended up winning the conference too. So those rankings don't matter to me, but it's kind of nice. It's nice for Barton. It's nice for the community to kind of see that and to get the recognition.
Well, as a coach, I love it when somebody picks me 8th and I win the league.
Yeah.
You know, I guess, then.
Well, at least we didn't get picked first. We still are able to use it as motivation a little bit. Like, why didn't we get picked first? You know, and so kind of trying to use that as well. But like I said, last year we were able to say, hey, you know, this is what people think of you. So, you know, let's go prove them wrong.
With those sophomores back, Jeremy, is there that burn still there from? Yeah. Because you got so close last year.
Yeah. No, they're hungry. They're hungry. You know, that hurt them. And I remember being in that room, and we thought we were going to get that at-large bid, and we didn't get it. And you could just see the pain in their eyes. And then afterwards, and they constantly are talking about that. Kind of their motto this year is leave no doubt. We're not going to put ourselves in that situation to have somebody decide whether we should be there or not. We're going to make sure that we leave no doubt, and we're actually there.
That's the best way to go anyway.
Absolutely.
Cut the nets down.
Yeah.
You don't get to wait in that room. Okay, gets going on Friday. You get NEO down in Hutchinson, and then you come back North Idaho on Saturday. Challenging start to the season, and then you get Northern Oklahoma, Enid. You got the Tonkawa Enid combo. So talk about your pre-conference schedule.
Yeah, so the Hutch deals, it's a good little classic to go to. Obviously, it gets us on the on Hutch's court as well, but. NEO historically plays 40 minutes a zone, which isn't always the best game to go into for your first game. You know, we don't practice against it a whole ton, so we'll have to do a little bit of that after this exhibition here. But and then North Idaho's very, very talented team. They've got some big-time players. That'll be a tough game. We tried to get them to come back. They were supposed to play us on Monday.
Right.
And then they got into a different league or something and didn't have enough games and had to cancel or something. And so then we ended up late having to pick up a JV. But and then, of course, we got the 2 Oklahoma schools coming up for our classic, and that's going to be a really good classic as well.
How do you do your rotations early in the year? I mean, especially when you have experienced guys back and you've got some very talented newcomers. How do you mix and match, or is it kind of a feeling out process to start the year?
You know, I think that's it is a feeling out process, but I think that's going to be, a little tough, especially with those freshmen. I'm sure they want to come in, they want to start and things like that, or, even like Leger, he's going to want to come in and start being a D1 transfer. It's about earning that time in practice. That's just how we do it. And, if those guys are the guys that are getting after it in practice and being leaders and things like that, then they'll be the ones that are starting. But I'm trying to get the team this year not to focus too much on who's starting and things like that. At the end of the day, it's who finishes the game.
So, sum up your feelings here, getting ready to get this thing started.
I think we're a super talented team. We're a team with a lot of leadership, a lot of guys coming back. Really excited about what we have to offer and what we've seen, with other teams. So feel really good about it. But, it's you got to put all the pieces together. And so, that's what I feel like every day in practice we're getting better. I feel like we're much further ahead this year than we were last year. And obviously that's with the sophomore leadership. But, no, I feel really good about it. But, we still got to go out there and play the games.
A lot of buzz out at Barton this weekend. There's some big postseason games being played, huh?
So both soccer teams win conference and volleyball wins conference. So they're putting a little pressure on men's and women's basketball.
Coach, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Go out and see the Cougars tonight. So free admission, right? To that thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously they'll get to see volleyball before us, and then we'll jump on after.
All right, super. All right. Thanks. Jeremy Combs, basketball coach, Barton Community College. Yeah, head out to see volleyball at 6, then followed by the exhibition with Sunrise Christian Academy. And then the Cougars get it going on Fridays. They will be at the Hutch Classic. We're going to talk Barton women's soccer. O.C. Kamara is in with us next as they will play tomorrow at home against Butler in the semifinals of the Region 6 playoffs. Stay with us on Sports Day.
Venture Corporation is a homegrown company with almost 50 years of experience in asphalt, paving, and construction. And they need equipment operators, mechanics, and CDL. Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. Call Leslie for all the details. Work for a family-owned and family-oriented company that is here today and will be here in the future. Venture Corporation, South Highway 281, Great Bend, is an equal opportunity employer.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Get the power you need for your farm equipment. The power of peace of mind that dependable Cenex lubricants deliver. With decades of proven off-road performance backed by the industry-leading Cenex Total Protection Plan warranty. Cenex heavy-duty diesel engine oils, hydraulic fluids, gear lubricants, and greases are formulated to provide superior protection for load-bearing equipment. The power you need to keep your business running like a well-oiled machine.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor today.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Sports Day also brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend and by Equity Bank. More than 40 locations throughout Kansas, including Great Bend, Larned, Maxville, and St. John. EquityBank.com. It is postseason time for the Barton Cougars. And we have soccer going on this afternoon. In fact, getting underway pretty close to right now as the men take on KCK today. Then tomorrow, the Lady Cougars take to the pitch as they will take on the Butler Grizzlies. Joining us here to talk about it is the head coach of the Barton Lady Cougars soccer program, O.C. Kamara. O.C., thanks for joining us today. Postseason time is here, and I know it's been a great season for your team, and you win the conference. How do you take care of that, celebrate, and then get ready to get right back in it with postseason? You already have one under your belt. Now, big semifinal matchup coming up tomorrow.
Yes, thanks for having me. When I recruited a girl and started the season, I told them that this year was to win the conference. And then also my expectation was to continue going further from the conference. And we have done that. As soon as we're done with the conference, we had a day off, and then we started right back. Told them that conference was over. Now it's time to, go into the next step. So that's basically what we're doing right now.
Did you like the way you played in the opening round victory over Coffeyville?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Coffeyville, last time we played them, we beat them 7-0. But this time, they didn't want it to get a lot of goals like that, so they played 5 in the back. But we're playing 5 in the back, we were able to score 3. So I think I was still happy with that. I think the girls execute the plan, and so we're in the semis right now.
Like the men's team, you've shown an amazing consistency this year, and that's not hard to do. That's not easy to do over, an extended season. But it seems like you've been pretty consistent this year.
Yes, definitely. So basically, with me and my team and my players and the girls, the way we play is the way we play. So we never change that. Whether we have the win or we're going against the win, we still play the same way. So that's why we are consistent doing these things, getting the wins, getting the games, winning the games, and basically going to the next game.
OC say we play the same way. What way is that?
So I'm a big Barcelona fan.
Okay.
In Spain, and then there's this coach called Pep Guardiola, and I just basically followed him. When I became a head coach, I was basically YouTubing every day, all day, watching the way he trained, the type of player that he like. And then that's the same way I've been doing since I've been here. So that's why we've been successful like that. So I like the way he plays. They play tiki-taka soccer, 1-2, simple soccer. That's why I like to play.
Okay, so what's been has there been one strength that you've really kind of relied on, hung your hat on this year a little bit, OC?
No, basically that's the only strength. Like for me, it's like don't change the way you play.
Right.
So that's the way I've been playing since I've been a head coach here. That's the only way I know how to play. Either we have the win or we don't have the win. That's the way I'm gonna play. And of course, these past 2 years I had speed on top. I had a young lady from Ghana she's very fast. She's lightning, and Nina has been doing good for us, and we are happy with that. So we get the ball to Nina, and she just outrun the players.
It's always nice to have somebody like that, right?
Yes, definitely. On the girls' side, speed is very, very, very important on the girls' side.
Okay, you've got the Butler Grizzlies in here. You played them in Great Bend, and it was a 1-1 draw, and then you went to Butler and knocked them off 4-2. What about this Butler team you're going to face tomorrow?
I mean, we are ready. Yesterday we had a great practice. We only did, like I said, 1-2 touches. You can only do 2 touches. That's what we did yesterday. So I played the attacking team versus the defense team, and then doing 1-2. And then we did the defense team versus the attacking team, doing 1-2. And then, like I said, the girls did very, very good. I think we are ready. They are ready. They know that we will do something tomorrow, 100%.
You've got Callie and Garden on the other side. Garden's kind of been a surprise, haven't they?
Yes. The girl was shocked. We didn't know what happened. Garden improved this year, but like I said, still, the way we play, I think we beat them over there 5-1 at Garden, and then I believe here as well we beat them 5-1.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were shocked, but we were happy for them. Hopefully we can face them. Hopefully they can upset Cali Tigers, and then we can play them in the final.
So yeah, and 2 great games with Cali this year. Yes. Now we'll have to decide a winner, right? If you face them again.
Yes, definitely Cali is a great team. They have been for the past 5 years because they won back to back 3 years ago or whatever, and then now, last year we won it. This year we won it. So I think we're in the trend. Hopefully we keep winning like that next year again.
Okay, you've got tomorrow, and then you would go to Kansas City on Sunday with a win, right? And then Sunday, if you can come up to what's after that.
So basically, after tomorrow, if we win, we go Sunday. We play the winner of Cali or Garden City. We would like Garden City, and then we'll go to national basically. So we go back again to national.
Well, the men are getting ready to play. You've got another day to go, and I know you're going to be part of that men's game today as well. But what are your feelings right now about this team as you head into semis and hopefully beyond, OC?
And I hope both teams can go through. That's our goal. That's the plan. I hope that we can win the game. Let's take care of business. That's the game plan. Let's take care of business today and tomorrow.
OC, thanks for taking the time to come by and talk with us about Barton Soccer. Good luck tomorrow, man, and hopefully we'll be talking next week about where you're going, who you're playing. It's an exciting time.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for having me.
Okay, OC Kamara with us here on Sports Day. It's all brought to you by Nex-Tech Wireless. Experience wireless built by Kansans for Kansas. And by Eller Automotive Repair, local mechanic that can help behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source. Sports Day continues right after this.
From the Mail Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB Great Bend and 95.5 FM K238CK Hoisington.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Ryan, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
It is Sports Day, brought to you in part by Equity Bank. We're right here beside you, equitybank.com. And the American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, your certified Cenex lubricant dealer in Great Bend. Jeremy Combs joining us in studio earlier. Alan Clark joins us from the road today. Alan Clark, head coach of the Barton Lady Cougars. Well, it's almost here, Coach.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, let's get started with this. And, boy, what a season a year ago, and as all celebration was good. I know that, of course, didn't end it. You wanted to win a couple games down there in Texas for sure. But now it's right back at it and trying to top what last year was, which was a great season, Alan.
Well, thanks for that. And yeah, you know, you're only as good as your last game. And so, yeah, we let that one get away. But, you know, we did have a great year. And just getting back to the national tournament for Barton women's basketball was a big step.
When you got done last year, and, of course, then you start recruiting for this year's team, what were some of the I guess some of the spots and some of the things that you wanted to recruit for?
Well, obviously, you know, we lost a lot of production from last year. We had a lot of sophomores, and they were all starters as freshmen, and you know, but we had some, you know, we have some capable players that are returning, and but we had to recruit a lot of kids, and we had to recruit, you know, basically every position twice, you know, to have enough depth and be able to you know, try to repeat.
Talk about some of your players that are returning this year, and one of them, Darby Smith, who had to fight some injuries last year. But talk about Darby, and as she comes in as a sophomore, 5'11".
Yeah, Darby's coming back from 2 meniscus tears from last year. She tore one meniscus in December, and decided she was going to go ahead and try to play on it, and did a good job, but then ended up tearing the other one. So that cut her season at that point, and she's coming back from that. She just has recently been released from the doctor to participate, but we're looking for some big things. She's been on the court for, you know, just a few days, and just to see where she's already at, and, you know, having her dad as a coach, she's a smart player, and she knows how to play the game, and she's a good leader, and we're going to have a lot coming from Darby this year.
Is she going to be more of a perimeter player for you?
Yeah, she'll be a wing type player, a 2-3 guard, something like that.
Tell me about some other sophomores that you do have. A lot of freshmen we'll talk about here in just a moment, too.
Sure. Of course, we'll have Grace John from Nigeria coming back, and she'll run the point for us. Grace will probably be the quickest kid in the league, in my opinion. You know, she's not real big, but she makes up with it with her toughness and her quickness. Shoots the ball well, and we're looking for some things from Grace that she can step in. Casey Bertoni from Brazil. She'll play a lot at the 2. She'll start for us at the 2 spot. And Casey's played really, really well. You guys won't even recognize her. You know, she came off an ACL tear her freshman year, got a red shirt, played with a knee brace all of last year, and now that she's got that brace off, and now you'll be able to see the player that Kaysa, you know, that we always thought we had, and her quickness level and her speed is just there's a lot of difference from last year to this year because of getting rid of that brace and getting back on a strong knee. Then Tatum Betcher is from Derby. Tatum was another kid that got injured last year with some unfortunate stuff and blood clot in her shoulder, and that ended her season last year early. And Tatum will be another kid at that 2-3 spot, shoots the crap out of the ball, and at 6'2", you don't see that very often. We can always go post her up if they put a smaller guard on her with her size, and she shoots a nice little turnaround shot inside. So Tatum will really help us in that regard. And then McKenna Vogel. McKenna's probably been not a surprise, but has probably been a kid that I'm really the most pleased with her, with the way she's come along in the scrimmages that we played in, her toughness on the boards, just the way she's playing. I'm just really pleased with the way McKenna Vogel's playing from Pretty Prairie.
Again, you mentioned some of those schools, Derby, Pretty Prairie, that in-state kids are coming from winning programs for sure. That's been a pretty good recipe for you.
It has been, yeah. And St. John, Darby coming from St. John, and and then one I haven't mentioned that she was a redshirt last year was Ella Brown, and she's from Great Bend, 6'3" kid, never played high school basketball, went against Jenny and Michaela all last year, and she's a kid that's going to surprise some people.
And you come up and tell about her story a little bit, because that's kind of interesting that, here she is, redshirt freshman, obviously 6'3", that makes it good. Talk about Ella Brown and kind of how you found her and what she's been in the program and what you hope you want her to be.
Well, I first met her and her father when she was a freshman, and she would come out to the gym, and her dad would work out with her, and I thought, gosh, this girl, she's going to be okay one of these days. That was as a freshman. And then COVID hit that year, and she started doing the online classes in the spring, and then that's what she finished up, was doing online through, I think it was Wilson High School. And so last year would have actually been her senior year in high school, but she had enough credits to graduate. And so she enrolled in classes at Barton and started working out with us and went to scrimmages with us. But, playing behind Jenny, playing behind Rachel, I just didn't really see any need for her to waste a year or use a year of eligibility last year in the limited minutes that she was going to get. And she agreed that was probably the best for her. And so now she's back as a freshman. And like I say, she's going to surprise some people.
Tell me about J.C. Von Little, 6-footer from TMP, another one of those very good programs. She's got the ability, I think, to really help your team in your first year.
Yeah, another kid that I really like that, that's just my type of a player. She's really smart. She plays tough. She shoots the ball well. She passes well. She sees the floor well. Just my type of player. Comes from a really good program there at TMP with Rose McFarland. And so, she'll be coming off the bench at least early in the year for sure. But she can play multiple spots. She can play the 2, 3, or the 4.
Okay, Australia. Let's see. Brazil, Nigeria, Australia have a little foreign flavor this year, Alan.
Yeah, we've got a few more international kids than what we've had in the past. We had the opportunity to take Bella Peterson. She was a player at Murray State last year. Murray State was a national tournament team, and watched her on film. She scored like 24, 25 against Jones County, which was another national tournament team, top 10 ranked team in the country all year last year, and watched her film against Jones County, and Bella's got a lot of things that she does well. So, coming from Murray State, having a year of experience, we went ahead and took her.
Okay, what have you seen from this group, the jamborees and the things you've been able to do that maybe, I don't know, Alan, that make this team a little bit like last year, but yet different in their own way?
Well, the biggest thing right now is just experience.
Yeah.
We just don't have the experience that the team last year, when we put them on the floor, very first game, we had a lot of experience from this previous year. These kids don't have that experience right now, but they'll get it really quick. I think I mentioned 2 years ago when we had those kids as freshmen that we had a lot of pieces. we had the pieces to put, have a really good team. And that's what I feel about this team. We have some great pieces. We're just going to have to put it all together.
Okay, you start things against NEO on Friday in Hutchinson. Then you get Eastern Oklahoma, Redlands, Labette, and Redlands again. That's going to be a road game before conference play starts on November 18th, a Saturday, at the Kirkman Center. Thoughts on your few tests that you get before conference play begins?
Yeah, we've got a good schedule. We didn't schedule any junior varsity teams this year. We thought we needed to jump right in and play some good competition with Northeastern Oklahoma and Eastern Oklahoma have been really good representatives out of their region over the years, and they'll be great tests for us. Labette comes to town, as a D2 school, but Ms. Rolls has left there. I'm not sure what their program is going to look like this year. They got a new coach, obviously, but I'm sure they'll bring in a good club. And Jay down at Redlands always has a nice team as well. So we're fortunate to get 4 quality opponents in the next 2 weeks, and then we'll take that road test down to Redlands. That'll be a good road test for us.
Alan, thanks for fitting us in today. Busy week out at Barton, and drive safe, and can't wait to see this year's version.
Yeah, I got to give a shout-out because I'm on my way down to watch Morgan Myers. She's playing at Missouri Southern, and Missouri Southern is playing an exhibition game at Wichita State this evening. So I got to get down and see my girl Morgan at least when I have a chance.
Go Cunningham Wildcats.
Yes, sir.
Alan, thanks.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay, Alan Clark joining us from the road today here on Sports Day, brought to you in part by American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, your certified Cenex lubricant dealer in Great Bend, and by Equity Bank. We're right here beside you, equitybank.com. Gerard Wabrock, voice of Fort Hays State Tigers. Tigers with a big game at Central Missouri. Oh, yeah, they're playing KU tonight, too. We'll check in with Gurr right after this.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
There's nothing like A-STEM therapy. This is Tim Marcus from Progressive Physical Therapy in Hayes. Research shows that A-STEM therapy improves muscle performance and neural functioning. It's highly effective for those dealing with tennis elbow, carpal tunnel, sports injuries, and general aches and pains.
You don't need to hurt. Physical therapy can help. Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
Get started with a career in healthcare through Barton Community College's Pharmacy Technician program. Gain the skills you need to assist pharmacists with the day-to-day demands of a pharmacy. Classes are 100% online and include real-world experiences at a pharmacy near you. Join this essential field in as little as 2 semesters with the flexibility of online classes. Now enrolling. Learn more at pharmtech.bartoncccc.edu.
He's been the voice of the Tigers for over 20 years, much longer than Wyatt Thompson, Steve Webster, and the legendary Bob Davis. And he's not even that old yet. Here's Gerard Wellbrock.
Gerard Wellbrock. The 2-season time has begun, Gurr. Yeah. Okay.
It's official.
You got a gigantic football game on Saturday. Oh, yeah, but no basketball season. You go to... Who are you playing tonight?
Kansas, I think it is. The Jayhawks.
This is an exhibition game, correct?
This is an exhibition game, yes.
Okay, so they're still trying to work this in. I know Emporia State's playing at K-State tonight. Is this still something that's well received by the D1s?
I think it is. I think they like getting the home game a chance to play in front of the home fans, especially for your newcomers, just that feel. They don't do as many as KU used to do 2 every year. They do 1 a year now with the ability to go and scrimmage, like the Illinois game. That turned out to be an exhibition for Maui, but that was going to be a closed-door scrimmage. I think you're allowed 3. So they usually do 2 of those and then play one of the in-state. So for Fort Hays State, it's the first time since 2019 they've been to Allen Fieldhouse. So they don't do it as frequently, but they usually do 1 a year. And I think it still is. I think it still gives them that game time feel you don't get any other way.
Okay, Jordan, we talked about it during the Sean Bear show on Saturday up in what a great performance. Him and Bob Luker, man, they're outstanding. And you say, okay, this is a big game. Talked to Curtis Hammock about this is a big game. Central Oklahoma, 34-zip. Tigers are on a roll right now, and that is their fifth. That was their fifth in a row. Now the last 2 weeks we've been talking about it, but this one's Central Missouri. You got the Mules in Warrensburg on Saturday. Wow, big
yeah,
game.
and it's a big time match. It's really kind of shake up Saturday in the MIAA because Pitt State is in first place. They're at Missouri Western, who's tied with Fort Hays State for third. So you're getting the top 4 teams play one another, and so everything Fort Hays State has worked toward is right there in front of them right now. And if they can find a way to win, the world's ahead of them. But it's going to be tough. They're good. They lead the conference. They lead the country in passing yards and total offense. They're third in the nation in scoring. It's like video game football. They put 4 or 5 receivers and just go. And they really put pressure on the defense. And we'll see. I mean, Fort Hays State's got the number 1 defense in the MIAA. Can they respond, and can they make enough plays to hang around and stay in this football game? Because, I mean, they're good. Central Missouri is really, really good, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
77 points they put on Emporia State. That's incredible.
Yeah, and it wasn't like Emporia turned it over 5 times. They had 2, and I think Central Missouri had 1. But they just put pressure on it, and I think teams they run that style of offense, and then they run at incredibly quick tempo. So you don't get a chance to ever kind of get set. And so, I mean, they're getting on a scrimmage, bam, they're running another play, and they just go and go and go. It's not like they're throwing it 50 yards downfield every time. A lot of their stuff is underneath. You cover deep, they'll send a couple of, guys on drag routes, and they'll hit them, and those little 5-yard passes become 15-yard gains. The next thing you know, they're inside the red zone. And they just keep doing that. And if you don't answer on offense, I think teams then start to panic a little bit. And then you start getting the track meet, and you're not going to win it because they just have too many weapons. So it'll be interesting how the Tigers attack this. And Chris Brown has said it. In fact, we just had our coaches show, and he said, I think sometimes teams try to do too much. He goes, they're going to try to be true to themselves. Yes, you need to make some adjustments, but let's just go play our game. And I think the big key is just don't give up the big play. Make them earn it. They're going to get yardage. But then kind of the bend but don't break. And they get down near the goal line, get inside the red zone. Let's stiffen up and let's find a way to maybe force them to kick field goals or maybe get a takeaway or 2 and then see what happens.
So offensively for the Tigers, you say you're taking this high up-tempo offense. We need to slow things down and run the football, the conventional wisdom you have, right? But tell me about their defense. They've given up some points, but that's going to happen when you have a team that's scoring and not taking much time off the clock. So I guess the Tigers need to take advantage of their scoring opportunities when they have the ball for sure.
Absolutely. And I think this is a game the offense helps the defense just in the fact, I mean, obviously, yes, you need to score some points, but I think if you can sustain some drives, and even if you don't score, eat some clock. And Chris Brown talked about it earlier this week. I mean, it's a fine line. Yeah, you want to work the play clock, but you can't just go out there, stand over the ball, let it get down inside of 5 and snap it. You got to keep your tempo. Kind of like you got to stay true to who you are.
Yep.
But I think you need to be smart about it. Like you said, maybe we take a little bit longer in signaling our play in from the sideline just to do that. But I think if they can put some, and Fort Hays State's done this quite a bit this year, you put some 8 or 10 play drives, that could eat 4, 5, 6 minutes off the clock. I mean, that will help. And the ability to run the football, I think, is big. Fort Hays State has done they did it again, over 200 yards. This 5-game win streak, they've been over 200 or right at it, 199 and 194. And those 2 games would have been over 200, except they went to the victory formation and kneeled the ball and lost yardage on those final few plays. It's going to be paramount to me that they can do that Saturday. And if they can establish that running game and keep it going, I think they're going to be in the game. And I think that's all you're looking for. Stay in this game and be in the fourth quarter. Central hasn't been in a lot of close ones. And so see what happens. And I know the Tigers are playing with confidence right now, and they can just go out there and do their thing, do their assignments. They're going to have a chance.
Judd Welbach, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Okay, playing at the Barnyard in Warrensburg. What kind of place is that to go try to win a road game?
You know, I love that. It's my favorite. It might be my favorite stadium in the MIAA. They've remodeled it. It seats about 12,000. The press box is really nice. I like it. Great angle to call the game. They have a great pregame spread. So I mean, all those things you check mark.
Okay,
they do that. But no, it's a nice facility. I mean, it's one of those though you have to dress over by the basketball arena across the street. They don't have a visitors locker room right there on site. So why they made all their improvements, they didn't figure out a way to do that. I don't quite understand, but that's, whatever. But yeah, it's one of the nicer facilities in the MIAA, and they'll have a big time crowd and atmosphere there. And 4 days, it's one of those places they have played really well there, and they have struggled there. So hopefully they can play really well there. But I don't think 4 days is going to be intimidated. I don't think the environment's going to be too big for them. It's just a matter, can they make the plays? And I think this is a game. Jack Dawson threw 2 interceptions last week, and just. He's improved and has played really well, but then he'll make a couple of decisions that you shake your head at. He can't do that Saturday. He's got to play a smart game. Don't turn the ball over, and I think if you do that, they're going to be in it and have a chance.
Well, I mean, you might as well just, do the game tonight. You're just going to stay in Kansas City for a couple nights, right?
Oh, I think it's a great idea, Steve. I think you're onto something there. Yeah.
That's what I would have done back in my day, but... We had better management. I'm just kidding. Hey, Gert, have a great call tonight and also on Saturday.
I appreciate it. Always fun to be on with you. It was good seeing you Saturday. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. Well, we won't. It was a great day. A great day.
It was.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Gert. Gerard Welbrock with us here on Sports Day. We did it. We crammed a lot of things in there today on the program. Thanks for Mike Hesher keeping us on track today. So this is perfect. I get to find Central Missouri, another long walk to the field, huh?
Another long walk to the field. Then they're the mules, and so
the barnyard, man.
Exactly. And so they turn you into the pack mules. They make you walk down to the stadium yourself.
Are there any stoplights or streets that you have to
I never actually played in Warrensburg.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just scheduling happenstance. Didn't actually get to go to Warrensburg. They came to Emporia for my duration.
Really? You got back-to-back with the Mules, huh?
Yep, redshirted the first year and then back-to-back with the Mules. They went there my redshirt year, but I didn't travel. I was redshirting.
They don't let you travel?
No, goodness gracious. Can you imagine trying to fit me an extra bus seat just for me my freshman year? That would have been 330 pounds of a boy to cram into a bus seat.
All right, appreciate it today. And, of course, you got an update on that soccer score there, Hesh?
Well, the website is saying the event has not started yet. So it's supposed to start at 1 o'clock.
Well,
so
wait a second here.
Maybe
I got one on my tweeter machine here.
Maybe Todd Moore and Todd Moore and Brandon aren't doing their jobs?
No, well, they're doing their job. That's the other thing. No, I don't think there's a problem with that. Okay, a lot of football tomorrow. Let's see. Who we've got?
So right now, latest update we have, Cougars lead Kansas City, Kansas 2-0 following a Constantine strike for the second time today, 13th on the year. Had a dominant year for the Cougars so far, and 2-0 lead, 29:58 to go in the first half. So it's been all Barton so far.
Okay, Barton volleyball tonight, 6 o'clock. And then the Barton men's basketball team will take on Sunrise Christian. Tomorrow, we'll talk about Great Bend, Cape and Mount Carmel. Aaron Beck, Cooper Omocht is in. Cale Kern is in. Zach Baird, Hoiston Cardinals. Ian Smith is going to be in. I believe Caden Hoffman's going to be in. And we'll talk Central Plains football with head coach J.D. Klima. Woo! Can't wait for tomorrow.